This messy moment comes straight out of the book of Genesis, chapter 11. Yeah. Right after the flood, and right before folks got too bold for their own good. Today's episode? Too big, too bold, too fast. Welcome to Messy Moments in the Bible, where even holy folks get in unholy situations. Back then, everybody spoke the same language. One tongue, one voice. That sounds nice, right? Unity, teamwork, kumbaya. But hold up, unity ain't automatically holy. You can be unified and still be dead wrong. You can link arms and still be marching straight into foolishness. They found a place called Shinar and settled there. That's what the text says. They stopped moving. They got comfortable. And when people get comfortable, they start trying to build something that makes them feel untouchable. Like, we're good right here. We don't need direction. We are the direction. And instead of obeying God's clear instructions, spread out, fill the earth, multiply, and move, they said, nah, let's stick together, right here. That's when the Tower of Babel started rising. Then they said, come on, let's make bricks. Real bricks, burnt bricks, strong bricks, and they used tar for mortar. Translation? They weren't playing. This wasn't a cute little community project. This was organized, funded, and fueled by ego. They came prepared to lock this thing in. And here comes the line that tells you everything. Let us build ourselves a city and a tower with its top in the heavens. Now don't get cute. This ain't about architecture. This is about attitude. This is people saying, we're going to reach so high, nobody can tell us nothing. We're going to be our own covering, our own security, our own God. They looked around and said the quiet part out loud. Let's build a city. Let's make a name for ourselves. Let's stack a tower so high it touches heaven, so nobody forgets who we are. Honey, there it is. They didn't want to obey God's command to spread out. They wanted control. They wanted a legacy with their own name stamped on it like a brand deal. And before you go acting all brand new, this is us. We do it all the time. We build careers, relationships, reputations, platforms, anything, so we don't have to trust God. If I can build it high enough, I won't have to feel afraid. Baby, that's Babel thinking. That's fear dressed up as flexing. That's not bold. That's rebellion dressed up as ambition. And they got to work. Now here's the part that should humble everybody. The Lord came down to see the city and the tower. Came down. Meaning what they called high wasn't even high to God. They were straining, sweating, showing off. And heaven's like, let me come on down there and see what y'all doing. God said, if they're one people with one language, and this is what they've begun to do, nothing they plan will be impossible. Let me translate that. They're powerful, and they're headed the wrong way. Because unity with rebellion turns into a machine. Fast, efficient, dangerous. Every brick stacked was a slap in God's face. We don't need you. We got this. That tower rose like a middle finger to the Most High. And y'all? It was working. Unity, power, progress. They were efficient, they were loud, and they were dead wrong. So God said, come, let us go down and confuse their language. Now don't call that petty. That's protection. Because if God lets arrogant humans become unstoppable, we don't build paradise. We build prisons. We build empires. We build cruelty with better marketing. God interrupted them before they could finish hurting each other. Because see, they weren't just building a tower. They were building a future without God in it. And heaven said, oh, really? And just like that, the whole operation fell apart. 1 second they were laying bricks. The next? Hey, hand me the trowel. ¿Qué dijiste? Bro, what are you saying? Non capisco. Ce n'est pas ça. People couldn't coordinate, couldn't collaborate, couldn't even communicate. The tower didn't collapse from weak materials. It collapsed from broken understanding. You want to know what's messy? The Bible says God scattered them across the earth. The very thing they were afraid of happened anyway. And that's the punchline of pride. You spend your whole life trying to control what God already assigned. You can fight his plan all you want. You're still not bigger than him. And they called the place Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of the whole earth. Here's the holy message, and don't miss it. God is not against you building. He's against you building without him. God is not scared of your ambition. He's checking your arrogance, because when we make ourselves the center, we don't rise, we rot. So ask yourself, what are you building right now? And whose name is really on it, and the hope? Here it is. God doesn't scatter you to shame you. He scatters you to save you, to stop the damage, to redirect the story. Next time on Messy Moments in the Bible, God calls Abram to leave comfort and chase a promise he can't even see. And that one yes changes everything.
Messy Bible.